Now I'm talking to a club golfer here, and generally just someone who wants to be the best golfer they can be. And this is not brand specific, by the way, but why? Why do we do it as golfers? Why do we like to try and make golf as hard as we possibly can? You're watching this and you're thinking, yes, I know what you mean. I bought clubs that I just shouldn't have. Well, these are the 5 that you've just got to get rid of. Let's start with Fairway Woods. And I definitely should have said this. I will give you the alternatives that I think you should buy. So, starting with Fairway Woods. Most of us think, and probably because we've been told to, is go 3-wood. It's a natural progression between sort of my longest irons and my driver. We'll bin it off. I want you at this sort of end of the bag to replace that 3-wood with something like a 5-wood for 2 very good reasons. Reason number 1, it's a shorter shaft, and this is a big one because you actually will start hitting it further. Look at that. It has way more loft. Now, the thing is here is most of us, as we're playing club golf, we lack one thing: club head speed. Now you combine a low lofted club that's really long, it's hard to find the middle, you don't get enough club head speed, you don't get enough launch, you're sacrificing so much distance. Flip that on its head, buy a club with way more loft and a slightly shorter shaft, you're way more likely to find the middle, way more likely to launch it better, resulting in a lot more distance. Plus, having a club with more loft, you don't just have to use it on perfect lies like this, you could probably get away with using it in a lie like this. What I'm trying to say here is, got a lot more options. So number 1, replace 3-wood with a more lofty fairway wood. Get more distance, be able to use it more, and you'll launch it so much better. Please make that first change. And I'm not saying go and buy brand new, by the way. Okay, let's move to putting green. A quick little drive round here, and I want to talk putter. But not only putter, putter grip too. Come on, let me go over here with you. So, get putter out. Just said then done. Right, and I really do apologise if at any point this just sounds like I'm being far too harsh, but if you're using a blade and a really thin grip, I tend to stay away from saying things like this, but bin it. Get rid of it, please. So much harder. Just think about this really simply. A blade is no way near as stable as a mallet style putter. Now I did this and it made such a difference to my game. Now I hear you ask, why is it more stable? Well, it's simple. It's all about the positioning of weight. More perimeter weighting, weight more around, means less torque, more stable face, off-center hits aren't as scrutinised anywhere near as much. No one really thinks about off-center hits from a putt-in because we think we get it out the middle every time. Being brutally honest, like we don't. I don't. So what I'm saying is go for more of a mallet style putter and a slightly thicker grip. And this just takes your hands out of it a little bit. Again, less manipulation of the club face and less twitchy little hands because the grip is thicker. We're just more likely to hold putts. And I guess this is what it's all about. More likely to hold putts, more likely to lower scores, more likely to hit more greens, and I really care about your game. So putter, more mallet style, thicker grip, and it doesn't need to be brand new. Let's move on to our next one, our third one on the list. Next, let's talk irons, and I guess specifically towards that top end of the bag. Oh, that was flushed. That was 7-iron, mind you. I'm sorry if some of this sounds really, really brutal, but it's just designed to give you a bit of advice about your equipment. So, long irons. Let's dump 6-iron and 5-iron, in my opinion. Get them out the bag. Most of us are really quite comfortable with 7-iron to stand here and hit shot after shot, but I give you 6-iron and 5-iron. You don't see much difference in distance, you don't get them high enough, we don't launch them, and do we actually even feel happy about bringing them out of the bag? Probably not. And I know that sounds harsh. Wow, my hair. This is not a good day to film a video. It is actually incredibly windy this morning. And I see this in majority of my lessons. The 6-iron and the 5-iron just goes the exact same distance, and often actually 7-iron goes the same distance as them too, simply because it's a shorter shaft, we've got way more confidence with it, it's got more loft, therefore we create more ball speed, and the ball just tends to fly further. So what I'm saying here is, maximum iron around 7-iron, because to be honest, we're not comfortable with them, replace them with hybrid alternatives. Hybrid alternatives. That's my honest advice on them. Let's next talk driver. Let me just firstly clean this iron, because that 7-iron is incredibly dirty. Now, I'm not going to stand here and tell you what manufacturer Manufacturer you should go and buy. There, beautiful. Everyone has their preferences. I'm talking actual driver shaft length, the length of the club. Now, we're all sold the absolute dream when we want to go and buy a brand new driver. Ooh, that was right out the middle. Hit the tree. Go on, through it. Okay, I absolutely nutted that. And yes, that does say carry. Absolutely nutted out the middle. So yeah, as I was saying, we're all sold the absolute dream. Most manufacturers now, they make the lightest head possible. Perfect. Our potential distance is higher. They make the lightest shaft possible. Also, absolutely perfect. It's gonna help. But what they also do is make it as long as possible. And of course, your potential distance is higher with all those factors. And I think the key word here is potential. Just think, the longer the shaft, the more leverage, the more potential speed you've got. But I always think about it differently. Now, I want you to think about the mini drivers of the last few years. Just think about them. And what I want you to think about is that shaft length. So most manufacturers now are making sort of between 44.5 and 45.5 inch length shafts, with the maximum that they can build 46. And for me, when I use one of them, I feel out of control. Yeah, my speed's higher. I feel out of control. But anyway, back to the mini drivers. The mini driver shafts are around 43.5 inches. So what I found with myself, and I'll be honest, it's not about me, what I found with a lot of my students is that shorter shaft means they're more likely to find the middle and apply a little bit more loft to that too. They launch it a little better. Now, I'm not saying you have to go and buy a mini driver head. The point of this is that I want you to start thinking, do you need a shorter shaft? Yes, your potential distance is lower technically, but for me, that's only technically on paper. Shorter shaft, more likely to find the middle, and we all know centered hits travel further, but we forget about it. We tend to go as long as we can, as stiff as we can, and that's just not any good to anybody. This is 43.5, and I feel like I have so much control with it. Oh yes. I mean, I can't hit any better than that. That was so out the middle. And consistent. And that's the big thing, isn't it? Consistency. Look, again, I'm over the moon with that. Right, let's now move on to the final one because this is a biggie. Let's go close to the green again. The fifth and final club. And in my opinion, still just as important to get out of our bag. And I am talking wedges. Yes, what wedges actually? In fact, what wedges right now do you have in your bag? Lofts. I'm talking lofts. Because as strange as this might sound, I want you to take out a 60 degree. And if you've even got anything more than 60, I never want you to see that again. They are hurting your game. 60 and anything more than that are pretty much useless on full shots. Yes, you might be saying, Alex, I can use it around the green, but you don't need it around the green. You need it probably at the other end of the bag more than ever. So wedges wise, make the maximum loft you have in your bag. I would honestly say 58 would be the max that I would carry, possibly even 56. And that will depend a little bit on the gapping within your bag. And I keep saying this, with your 56, even if it's not 58, you can play every shot you want. Bunker shot, lob over a bunker, chip and run. What I'm trying to say is there's no need for something more lofted. Now within this, let's go for more game improvement style wedges. Ones that have a thicker sole. And again, I'm really not making this brand specific, but if I was to recommend any, these three would be probably towards the top of that list. A Cleveland CBX4 zip core wedge, and even we could throw in the full face version of that too. And also a Callaway CB wedge, even one from like 2023. Like, look at this one on the screen, just one that's a little bit thicker. And I know again, you're thinking, why? Well, a bit of a bigger sole helps turf interaction. It'll help you take that anxiety away from those fat and thin shots. The wedges that are more game improvement are designed to help you chip better. But everyone just thinks game improvement and thinks driver. No, it can be in every department of the game. Or even you could throw irons in that too. But yes, my point being, those three wedges right there, I would highly recommend. And please, nothing longer. So yeah, thanks for watching. And please, 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 please do consider dumping those 5 clubs.